Good morning, I guess. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I think it's Saturday, if I remember correctly. Hope all of y'all are having a good one out there. We're going to have some fun here because I need it. I'm angry right now. I'm I'm not a happy man. I was talking to my daughter just a little while ago. One of her cats got hurt. Nobody's sure how the cat got hurt, but it broke its foot. Its rear paw is busted and has been for about 5 weeks. And the vet that she's been seeing left. And a new vet in that same office saw it and realized that the cat not only had a broken foot, but has had a broken femur for the last 5 fucking weeks. And they never caught it. And they expect my daughter to pay $2,000 for a surgery to fix this. And I was like, oh, hell no. Fuck no. My daughter's non-confrontational. Her husband, non-confrontational. So I asked my daughter, I'm like, you want dad to call? Because I will fucking call. There's no fucking way you're going to be paying for this. This is absolutely insane. I'm angry. I want to call now. I need to calm down before I do it, because if I do it in this stage, there's going to be a whole bunch of go fuck yourselves. And that's the wrong thing. I want this cat to be, fixed. Because right now they're like, there's 2 options. We can amputate the leg or fix it. All right, well, you need to fix it. You guys fucked up. Oh, I'm angry. I don't like shit like this. I don't like, especially in this case. I mean, there's an animal that's being hurt. It's I'm so fucking mad. Anyhow, I hope you guys are having a good day. But yeah, if it comes to it, I will absolutely make that call. Yeah, there's no fucking way they should have to pay for this when they screwed it up for 5 weeks, making it worse every fucking day. The very least they can do is fix that cat's leg on their dime. Anyway, so there's my anger problem. That's the anger issues mentioned in the title. And I realized I was talking to Lady Monkey, and I was pacing upstairs as we were talking about this. I'm like, I need to stream. It's what I do when I get mad. So yeah, you guys are my vent. You're my vent. Unfortunately, I'm on the satellite. My AT&T went out last night. It apparently was out in the whole area, and I was in the middle of Frosted Glasses show, and my internet was gone, and I can't stream with other people very well on either of the satellites. So I just sat here. Finally, around 4:00 in the morning, it came back on, but for reasons I don't want to get into, I couldn't do it, and had no sleep. So that helps with my anger issues. And we also have the glowy FBI files from Twitter to go over. So we're going to have fun. Jack does have the link. Hopefully he'll show up. But if he does, we're going to have that horrible fucking delay we get when we have to use this. And just a heads up. My cousin is shadow banned on Twitter. I don't know what he did. I'm not sure what caused it, but he is shadow banned at the moment on Twitter. So if you're trying to get my attention over there, you'll have to go directly to his page to talk to him and send messages. I honest to God don't know what the fuck got said that got him shadow banned. I really don't. I've been on pretty good behavior. Have I called anybody a dumbass or anything? I don't think so. But yeah, I'm shadow banned over there. Thank you, Jen. It says for your daughter's cat, but also early Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, $2,000. Like, go fuck yourselves. Are you serious? You're actually saying who? Oh, see, I love my daughter and I love my son-in-law, but I wish they had just a little bit more anger in them like I do. Go take it out on these people. You don't do that to a living being that can feel, you know what I mean? But anyway, we've done all the other FBI or all the other Twitter files. I guess we could call them all FBI files. We've done all the other Twitter files. We have the glowy files today, guys. These are the files that the FBI was tweeting back and forth with the Twitter, telling them who to ban. Well, sorry, not telling them who to ban, suggesting who to ban, because telling him who to ban would be a bad thing. What's the story at the start about his daughter's cat? My daughter's real quick, I'll go over it again. Cat got hurt. It's an outdoor cat. Nobody knows how its leg got hurt. Took it to the vet. The vet diagnosed it with a broken foot. So they've been putting a splint on it every week. And the vet who was working with the cat retired or left or got fired. I don't know. So a new vet in the same office looked at it, and it turns out it also has a broken femur that they hadn't noticed for 5 fucking weeks. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'm gonna punch my monitor. But yeah, so and they tell my daughter that they have to have a $2,000 surgery. You might have a $2,000 surgery, but your bitch ass is gonna pay for it, as well as the follow-up visits for the next 6 to 8 weeks, whatever it takes for the healing process. Anyway, guys, let's get into the Twitter files, shall we? Negligent dicks, exactly. This poor cat has been in pain for fucking 6 or 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Anyway, here we go. Matt Tiabi had it again. He says, thread, the Twitter files, part 6. Twitter, the FBI subsidiary. I like that title. The Twitter files are revealing more every day about how the government collects, analyzes, and flags your social media content. I wonder if my cousin got flagged by the FBI. My cousin asked Elon Musk if or what the involvement in the FBI is right now. He didn't get an answer, at least last I saw. So I am curious how much they're still involved. They haven't really been forthcoming. With all this stuff that we've seen in the Twitter files, I would like Elon to tell us if this stuff is still going on, because we haven't heard that part. You know what I mean? We haven't heard if they're still involved. Thank you, Cryptic. No one is talking about the release. No one is talking about the released JFK files that showed the CIA was involved in his assassination. CIA involved in his death? The guy who wanted to disband them? Oh, all right. I'm sorry, guys. I know we're going to do the Twitter files, but I do have to talk about the FBI or the JFK files real quick. These were released 2 days ago, I think it was, maybe 3. They're supposed to all be released. They were ordered to be released a couple of years ago. Originally, they were supposed to be sealed until 2035, I think it was. But a court was like, "No, you can release this shit now." But they're still dragging their feet about it. For some reason, they're still dragging their feet. They're like, "No, we gotta redact some things from this 60." It's been 59 years. This past November 23rd was 59 years since JFK's head got blown off. And we might have some assets who could be in danger if we fuck you. Release it all. Release it all now. We know you dirty sons of bitches. It had something to do with it. There's too many coincidences. He wasn't even supposed to be on that parade route. It got changed, which just happened to line him up where 2 shots could be taken. And actually there was a vantage point for a third, but 2 places where you have somebody shooting from the book depository, whether you believe it was Oswald or not, and the grassy knoll. This motherfucker was dying there. They're like, "No, man, it was just 1 shot. There's 3 shots. The people who heard 5 or 6, nah, man, they were hearing echoes." The Zapruder film makes it impossible for the shots. And I know me and Jack have had this argument on stream before. There is no way that bullet flies the way that it did. No way. I'm sorry. I don't care what computer models say. I don't care how well he was turned. No. That bullet still had to turn in midair and hit somebody and land pristine. Anyway, done. I'm not going to talk more about JFK because I'll probably get kicked off the platform for being a conspiracy theorist. Even Congress, I believe it was, came out like, yeah, it's probably more than one shooter because it's the only thing that makes sense. Anyway, we need the rest of the JFK files, and the fact that they're dragging their feet just tells me there's some old man who's still alive who was involved. Because otherwise, there's no reason not to release all this shit. It might show some of the interaction. Okay, this is speculation. Okay, speculation. It could show things like the CIA, the mafia using the mafia, which they've done before. It's not a new thing. They used the mafia back in World War II. So we're gonna find out this kind of shit, and we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. I still haven't gone through and read them, or at least read anybody talking about what the JFK files said. It's on my to-do list, but yeah, there's no reason for the JFK files to still be hidden, none at all. And of course, Moon can drop his link. All right, Jack Ruby, yeah, Jack Ruby decides to shoot Oswald to save Jackie Kennedy from having to go through a trial. It would just be too much. It would just be too. Yeah, that's why he did it. That's why he did it. Such fucking bagman for the Dallas Mafia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was just that concerned for Jackie Kennedy. Kiss my whole ass. Who falls for that kind of shit? Our government very likely had a hand in murdering the president of the United States. Get all of that shit released now. Let's see it. All right. Let's move on, shall we? All right, let's go back to the Twitter files. I'm sorry, the JFK thing. I cannot believe that is still even argued over. You know what I mean? Because no matter what you believe about it, you have to at least believe that there was more than one shooter. I don't care what else you believe about it, but there was more than one shooter, which by definition makes it a conspiracy. And you can be mad as fuck as you want about me saying that. But like I said, even Congress was like, yeah, there was probably at least another shooter. And that came out around the time of the JFK movie that Oliver Stone did, maybe a year or two after that. Thank you, Cryptic. Mickey was the other person on the grassy knoll. Think about it. Hobbits are short and live on hills and short enough to run off without people seeing. That's a theory. Sure. All right. Hang on. I got to move this over here. I got to open this. And hi over there on the Rumble. If you're on the Rumble, please hit the Rumble machine or the Rumble button. If you're on Twitter, no, YouTube. God bless. If you're doing something, please hit something. Yeah. Please hit whatever is a like button for the app that you're on. Okay. Let's get this back up on the screen for us. Good God. The satellite, man. Ugh. All right. So back to Tiabi. The Twitter files are revealing more every day about how the government collects, analyzes, and flags your social media content. Twitter's contact with the FBI was constant and pervasive, as if it were a subsidiary. Between January 2020 and November 2022, there were over 150 emails between the FBI and former Trust and Safety Chief Yoel Roth. What does that work out to? What do we got? Almost 23 months, 150 emails. That's like once a week, right? Once every other week, somewhere in there. Yeah. Some are mundane, like San Francisco agent Elvis Chan wishing Roth a happy new year, along with a reminder to attend our quarterly call next week. Others are requests for information into Twitter users related to active investigations. But a surprisingly high number of requests by the FBI for Twitter to take action on election misinformation, even involving joke tweets from low follower accounts. You guys over there spamming on Rumble? I love you guys. So yeah, we're going to see some of these in a minute, I believe, if I remember correctly. I read through this yesterday. This was going to be the show last night, guys. A lot of we've talked about this on this show. A lot of platforms do not take jokes about election dates as jokes, even if you're clearly making jokes. Even if you say something in there, like one of them is like Democrats vote on Tuesday, Republicans vote on Wednesday. You know what I mean? That is a clear joke, but they don't like it because, oh no, that's election misinformation. That could cause people not to vote on the right day. I get it. I don't like those either. But if you're stupid enough to vote on Wednesday because you saw it on a Twitter post and you didn't check into that, you're just dumb. Voting will always be on Tuesdays unless there's a special election. When it comes to voting for the president, voting for your congressman, it's going to be on a Tuesday. That's just when we do it. For the record, it is the first Tuesday after the first Monday of November. Okay. The FBI Social Media Focused Task Force, known as FTIF, created in the wake of the 2016 election, swelled to 80 agents and corresponded with Twitter to identify alleged foreign influence and election tampering of all kinds. Dun, dun, dun. You know, all that massive election interference that was going on by people making jokes. This is what the FBI was doing instead of going out there and catching child predators. They had an 80 agent team, creeping through Twitter. Uh-oh, this guy made a joke again. Get him. That's what the FBI was doing with their time and your money. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We definitely need the FBI. They're definitely an agency that gives us our money's worth. Fuck. Federal intelligence and law enforcement reach into Twitter, including the Department of Homeland Security, which partnered with security contractors and think tanks to pressure Twitter to moderate content. Now, this is one that we hadn't seen before. This doesn't, if I remember correctly, this doesn't go very deep into it. It probably couldn't go very deep into it. But what they just said there is that, like, the Southern Poverty Law Center, FBI would go to them and ask them to go to Twitter to keep their dirty little hands out of it. And there's all kinds of these little groups that are like, we're here to monitor the internet for badness. They used to call them safety partners? Is that what it was? The thing that Elon disbanded, and they were like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God, they got rid of us. They fired us from telling them how they should run things. Yeah, well, go fuck off. I don't give a shit. The FBI should have no interest in any of this shit. If they actually have a criminal investigation that somehow goes through Twitter, fine. Them having a team of 80 fucking people whose job was to monitor to make sure you didn't make the wrong kind of fucking joke. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The council. All right, where are we? It's no secret the government analyzes bulk data for all sorts of purposes, everything from tracking terror suspects to making economic forecasts. And I don't know that I have such a problem with them tracking it. I have a problem with them using it when there was no criminal issue. The Twitter files show something new. Agencies like the FBI and DHS regularly sending social media content to Twitter through multiple entry points pre-flagged for moderation. That multiple entry points is the one that really jumped out at me there, because it wasn't just coming from FBI, it was coming from well, not just coming from the FBI, it's coming from all these different organizations like, yes, but it was also going through different people within Twitter. Yeah. Kind of some shady business going on, really. And our tax money being spent incredibly irresponsibly to have the FBI out there limiting people's speech. Now, don't worry, don't. They weren't actually limiting anybody's speech, you see. No. What they were doing was just giving before this shit pisses me off. What stands out is the sheer quantity of reports from the government. Some are aggregated from public hotlines, and then they have this tweet up there. Election day protocol for FBI headquarters is to stand up a national election command post, which provides a centralized location for accessing election-related threats. Status reports and complaints are tracked. Have a tip, send it to tips.fbi.gov or 915-832-5000. Hey guys, you want to snitch on somebody for telling a joke online? There you go. You want to snitch on somebody for saying that they saw something weird at their at their polling place? There you go. There's where you do it. Okay. Are you guys actually spamming over there, or is that Rumble screwing up? I'm very curious. If you guys can't see it on Rumble, everything they type is coming up like 4 or 5 times. All right. An unanswered question to agencies like FBI and DHS: do in-house flagging work themselves or farm it out? You have to prove to me that inside the fucking government you can do any kind of massive data or AI search, says one former intelligence officer. Really? Really? All right. I get it. The government is not known for its ability to do things well. Okay? They're pretty inept at a lot of things. But we do know that doing this kind of thing is not that difficult. It's really not. All you need is the keyword you want to search, type it into Twitter, and just start scrolling. And they had 80 different fucking people working on this on a full-time basis. They also did have help from people like the ADL, the SPLC. The Lincoln Project specifically gets mentioned in here. We'll get to them later, but there were also tons of people. I think it was a joint effort, Matt. He says, it's an unanswered question. I think it's an answered question. The unanswered question is what percentage of it was which. Anyway, hello, Twitter contacts. The master canine quantity of the FBI's relationship to Twitter comes through in this November 2022 email, in which FBI San Francisco is notifying you it wants action on 4 accounts. And here it is. Hello, Twitter contacts. This is to notify you of the below accounts which may potentially constitute violations of Twitter's terms of service. That's the part that really makes this fucked up. They weren't notifying Twitter of any legal violations. They say, hey, we're doing this. They actually responded to Matt Taibbi's work here. And they said, we work with all kinds of social media companies, and we don't tell them what to take down. We point out stuff to them, and if they take it down, they take it down. Whoops, sorry, guys. They wash their hands of it. It wasn't me. Hey, wasn't me. You know what I mean? That this is what it wasn't me. You're asking them right here to take it down. You're asking them to do it for Twitter's policies, not for anything that's illegal, which is what your fucking job should be. But you see them reaching out here because they're assholes. Anyway, Twitter personnel in that case went on to look for reasons to suspend all 4 accounts, including Froma, whose tweets are almost all jokes. See sample below, including his civic misinformation on November 8th. And here you go. Thanks, Patrick. I've escalated to get him for a first pass or to get for a first pass. I've reviewed this already from TD perspective and suspended 3 of the accounts for multi-account abuse and ban evasion. Rodrigo, could you please review from Massachusetts for possible civic misinformation or direct to the appropriate part of Get for their review? And here it is. I want to remind Republicans to vote tomorrow, Wednesday, November 9th. If you fell for that, you're an idiot. But if you look at it, six responses, 3 retweets, 25 likes. Not even a very big account in there. The FBI's like, oh my God, we got to get him. Guys, he's breaking the rules. Tell mom quick. Just to show the FBI can be hyper intrusive in both directions, they also asked Twitter to review a blue leaning account for a different joke, except here it was even more obvious that Claire Foster, PhD, who kids a lot, was kidding. Here's them asking to knock it down. The display name of Ultra MAGA. Ooh. I'm ballot counter in my state. If you're not wearing a mask, I'm not counting your vote. And for every negative comment on this post, I'm adding another vote for the Democrats. You don't have to like the tweets, but yeah, those are clearly joking tweets. There's no real way for them to stop it. Just anyway. Excuse me. Anyone who cannot discern obvious satire from reality has no place making decisions for making decisions for motherfucker. I'm just going to start that one again because my mouth said nah, bro. We will decide what is a joke here. Yeah, I mean, they're going after Twitter's rules for people making stupid jokes. Anyone who cannot discern obvious satire from reality has no place making decisions for others or working in the Fed, said Claire Foster, PhD, when told about the flagging. Of the 6 accounts mentioned in the previous 2 emails, all but 2, Claire Foster and From Massachusetts, were suspended. Now, I think Matt misses it here, but both of those are left-leaning accounts. Telling the Republicans to vote on the 9th, the day after the election, probably wasn't helping the Republicans, dude. And those are the 2 accounts that didn't get banned. Interesting, huh? You missed one there, Matt. You missed something. In an internal email from November 5th, 2022, the FBI National Election Command Post, which compiles and sends on complaints, sent the San Francisco field office a long list of accounts that may warrant additional actions. Coordination between, we'll start at the top. The National Election Command Post is requesting assistance from San Francisco regarding coordination with Twitter. Specifically, NECP has been made aware of tweets by certain accounts. I love how they do that. By certain accounts. I think Ben Collins got fired. What? No. Oh, please tell me that's true, because that'll make me laugh. That'll make my day much better, because fuck that horrible piece of shit spreading actual fake news. Wow. Is that true? Did Ben Collins get fired? Did you see all the people at the Washington Post who are scared to death right now because they know in the first quarter a whole bunch of them are getting fired? Did you guys see that video? Oh, it's so bad. I actually felt a little bad for him because the guy gets up there and he goes, they closed down a magazine that what's the name of their magazine? I forget what it is, but they just closed it and 10 people lost their jobs. He got suspended. What do you get suspended for? Being a prick? Either way, it makes me happy. But anyway, so the Washington Post, they have this all hands meeting, and the guy gets up there. He's like, yeah, so things are looking bad, and we're gonna have to fire a bunch of people in the first quarter. See y'all later. And they're like, whoa, wait a minute. Can you give us any kind of information? He's like, nah, bruh. And then just left. I'm like, fuck. So these people just gotta wait. They just gotta wait to see if they're gonna be fired in February. Because that's when the new quarter comes, the first quarter. Actually, the first quarter is usually what, November to January, isn't it? So maybe they're going to be fired here in January. Whoopsie. All right. So where were we? Coordination between San Francisco and Twitter to determine whether the accounts identified below have violated Twitter's terms of service and may be subjected to actions deemed appropriate by Twitter. See, once again, nothing about anybody doing anything illegal. Nothing about any laws being broken. Hey, these guys, we think they broke Twitter's terms of service. Basically, they were working as one of the little farms that Twitter actually hires to do this shit. That's why I called them a subsidiary. Little tattletailing bitches. That's not your job. You're the FBI. You're supposed to be out there fighting crime, you dumb fucks. And all of the people who hate you, all you've done here is give them more reason to. All the people who think you have no worth at all you've done is prove it. 80 agents on this. 80 agents watching to see if people not broke the law, broke terms of service. Agent Chan passed the list on to his Twitter folk. Please review the list below. Let us know if you decide to take action. Why did you need to know if they took action? But it sends it out to it doesn't show who all it sends it out to. Just shows that it's a FBI guy. Okay. Twitter then replied with its list of actions taken. Note mercy shown on actor Billy Baldwin. If you look at this list, it's really hard to see, but right there, number 20 is Billy Baldwin. So here's what was done to these people that the FBI said, hey, they might have broken your rules. These ones are permanently suspended. All of the, 7 people. Temporary suspension for spam for this guy, for David K. Loy. I can't read that. And these ones all here had stuff bounced. Bounces when they just take a tweet down. They had tweets bounced off of the platform. Billy Baldwin's name's not on here. Nothing happened to him, apparently. Everybody else got some punishment, but Billy, I mean, he's rich and famous, so I don't know how rich he is. He's kind of famous, I guess. Many of the above accounts were satirical in nature, nearly all, with the exception of Baldwin and RSB Network, were relatively low engagement, and some were suspended, most with generic thanks Twitter letters. Anyway, there's them being, sorry guys, I'm extremely tired. Look, Billy got to stay there. Billy got to. And I don't know what he said that he was action for, but there's the little, we've reviewed your appeal and we think you're an asshole. So no, I've seen a lot of those. I feel like I have a full collection of them. I'm trying to complete the collection. That's what it is. They still haven't unbanned me, you guys. Fucking assholes. When told of the FBI flagging, Lexi Tola replied, My thoughts initially include one, seems like prima facie First Amendment violation. Two, holy cow, me an account with a reach of an amoeba. Three, what else are they looking at? 23 says, I can't believe the FBI is policing jokes on Twitter. That's crazy, said Tiberius444. In a letter to former Deputy General Counsel and former top FBI lawyer Jim Baker on September 16th, 2022, legal executive Stacia, I think, Cardial, fuck. I don't care about their real names. They're shitbags. Outlines results from her soon-to-be weekly meeting with DHS, DOJ, FBI, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. This one's new. Thank you, Kiev. I refreshed your page and it says service 500. It says 500 service unavailable. It also says that on the main Rumble page, the website must be down right now. Thank you. The Rumble page. And thank you, James Colley, for the donation with no message. I appreciate it, bud. Oh yeah. Looks like the Rumble's down. Well, it's set to stream, so if it pops back up, it'll pop back up. I guess you guys have to be over here on the Twitter. Damn it. I've got all of these mixed up in my brain now. But anyway, this is new. Because we'd heard DHS, we'd heard FBI, and we'd heard the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Still cannot believe DNI is on this. But DOJ, that's the first we're hearing about DOJ being directly involved. Technically, they're involved because the FBI is. But this is the first we've seen them called out specifically. Cryptic, thank you. It's the CIA and FBI, probably. It's probably what's going on. Rumble's glowing right now. Do I want to read this? Oh, man. Please see the below summary for the elections-related work I completed today, Wednesday, September 16th. Government Industry Sync. I participated in our monthly, soon-to-be weekly, 90-minute meeting with FBI, DOJ, DHS, ODNI, and industry peers on election threats. Now, stop right there. And industry peers. That sounds like all of these guys were on the same call together. Susan Wojcicki, Mark Zuckerberg, whoever their little underlings are that handle this shit. They were all there. They were all in on it. All of them together. You can bet your sweet bippy that they were. So Susan, what came about YouTube policy from those calls? They were monthly in, what was it, September 16th. This is going into the election. And let's see, so what would that be? September 23rd is your first weekly meeting. Yeah. I'm really curious. We know Mark Zuckerberg was talking to these guys or somebody at Facebook/Meta because he told Joe Rogan they were. He didn't tell him how involved it was. He didn't say that there were weekly goddamn meetings. Very interesting. Very interesting. And it's some of the stuff that I think people are overlooking. Now, I can't say everybody's overlooking it. I haven't been reading everything on Twitter. I wasn't on Twitter very much. Got you. What's going on? What'd I miss? You can bet your sweet bippy. It's when you turn into a 70-year-old woman. I've said that many times on the show. Oh, Becca's birthday? Hi, Becca. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Becca. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sweetie. I hope you had a good one. I really do. Lancelot, thank you. If there's any Republican with a spine left, need to fire the whole FBI department. This is insane. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree. Is it Damon's birthday too? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Damon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. So thankful that you guys are joining me, and I hope you had great ones. I really do. And Nuts, thank you. It was you. I don't know why, guys. I do not know why I notice her messages. It's not on purpose. I'm not ignoring everybody else. Just something makes I don't know. I think it's the blue eye. Anyway, where are we? Foreign adversaries are amplifying themes being advanced by domestic actors to undermine the legitimacy of the election. Okay. Did we see any of that? Have we seen any evidence of foreign actors this time? That is their big excuse in 2016. When we know for a fact that the reach of the Russians was fucking minuscule. But they were so mad and blamed. Look, social media absolutely helped get Trump elected, period. Were the Russians out there? Yeah. The Russians were also putting out pro-Hillary stuff. They never talk about that anymore. Go back and watch the hearings at the very start of the 2016, I guess, investigation in Congress. Go look at it. You'll see them talk about how it went both ways. And then that shit got quieted. But here's the thing. It wasn't a major deal. There's no proof that it in any way affected the election. But they talk about it like it did. They talk about it like it was worse than Watergate. Because they get all pissy like, oh my God, Trump won, which is what it really boils down to. And for the 6 years since, the government has been getting involved in social media to try to clamp down on what people are allowed to say. Americans, not Russians, Americans. And it seems to have a very one-sided slant to it. Just one-sided. We saw that earlier, where two people, and yes, they were making jokes. I don't think they should have gotten in trouble. But both of them were little liberals. Billy Baldwin, big ass fucking liberal. He's the one that didn't get anything done to him. Basically, you have one political party out there silencing the other. We had Barack Obama come out and tell us that they were using, sorry, he didn't do it. He had his little bitch Lois Lerner come out and tell us they were using the FBI to punish, the IRS to punish political opponents. And nobody cared. The press was like, that's not even a scandal. It was some guy in Cincinnati. Like, no, this went all the way. This was a major deal. Didn't pay any attention to it. The left wing in this country, as those in power, are dirty fucking shitbags that are using the power of the government, the strong arm of the government, to silence the other side. This is fascism. This is what they're all worried about, while they're looking at you because you might have a MAGA cap on or you didn't wear your mask when you were supposed to. Oh, you stupid fascist. You dumb sons of bitches don't know what that means. Instead, you're embracing the people who actually are engaged in fascistic behavior. The ones who are saying, no, you can't say that. See, that's the part you guys always miss with fascism. A major component of it is taking away free speech because you're only allowed to say what the government wants you to say. That is a core component of fascism. And there's one side doing that. I explicitly asked if there were any impediments with the ability of the government to share classified information and other relevant information with the industry. FBI was adamant that no impediments to information sharing exists. Did you guys catch that part? Somebody tried calling out Matt Tiabi on this because they said they didn't say that they would share classified information. I explicitly asked if there were any impediments with the government's ability to share classified or other relevant information. They were adamant that there were no impediments to it. They were sharing classified information with people at these different companies. I'm very curious what that classified information was. And I'm very curious what jackass was sharing it with people who are not cleared to do that. Not cleared. You have to have security clearance for this stuff. All right. I asked if USG was tracking foreign threats related to. I want to be clear. So far, the Stacey Cardi, whatever her name is, she's asking about foreign threats. We haven't seen any of that from the FBI. All of the stuff coming from the FBI was, jackasses making jokes on the internet. DHS has created a chart of key dates in the election process at the state level. Really? For what? They are confirming information with the states this week and should give us a summary chart of key dates next week. This is from September 16th. The only key date, well, I guess there's two. There's early voting and there's voting. Those are the only 2 days. I'm very, very curious what this DHS chart of key dates was. I can't be the only one curious about that. What other dates? Can you guys think of any? Can you think of something else that there might have been a reason for them to take a sharp look at another date between September 16th and Election Day? I mean, we're only talking a month or a month and a half? Almost 2 months? It's kind of weird. Kind of weird, really. Policy tweeted about the meeting without legal review. As the only Twitter representative to speak, I raised my disappointment in the lack of my involvement directly to policy comms. It was a missed opportunity to document some key points of the meeting from our perspective. All right. Here she's just mad that she wasn't involved in when they tweeted it back out. When they tweeted out what they were doing. I'm just going to close Rumble because it looks like it's dead. Yeah, we actually did kill Rumble. My mistake. I don't know what I did over there. So yeah. We'll talk about the escalation she handled, and then we'll move on from this one. I'll give you the link to the whole thing, the whole thread when we're done. All right, here's the escalation she's handled. Responded to DHS regarding information they provided on a Facebook operation. We found no analogous activity. Okay. Worked with Angela to try to get this terrible impersonation account spewing 9/11 conspiracy theories, impersonating a DCCC staffer who had died in 9/11. That's pending. Flagged a specific tweet on Illinois' use of modems to transmit election results in potential violation of civic integrity policy, except they do use that tech in limited circumstances. Ooh, here's one. This is an interesting one. Remember, these things don't get hooked up to the internet. I got to be careful what I say. I am still on YouTube. Scheduled a meeting with OH Secretary of State Media Director. Why? Never mind. Working with government to ensure we handle the verification of the Ohio Speaker of the House. Follow up on Dubuque County verification. I don't know. Solicited additional information from Yoel on product functionality and limitations around retweeting labeled content so we can explain to the DNC. What? Wait. So we can explain to DNC. DNC, what does that stand for? That's the Democratic National Committee. Huh. Interesting. Lincoln Project is not pleased their video was labeled under Sam. Bridget is driving that interaction. Who gives a fuck what those pedophiles like? I'm sorry, I got to go off on a small rant here. The Lincoln Project should have been kicked off the fucking platform. It was started by a goddamn sex pest who was picking on young boys, kids in their 15, 16 range, starting to groom them so he could maybe have sex with them when they turned 18. That was one of their founders. Fuck them. Well, that's not all their founders. It's enough that they should have shut the fucking thing down. It's enough that they should have had the decency to shut the fucking thing down. But that's how much they hate Trump. We'll just gloss over pedophilia. We'll just gloss over grooming. Pedophilia is actually the wrong word. I'm be careful there. Hebephilia, right? Grooming. We'll just gloss that shit over because we hate Trump that much. It's the dead babies in Sam Harris's basement. Except for in this case, it's real. You dirty motherfuckers should have shut that shit down and, hey, make a new one. Make a new group. But that one should have been shut down, you dirty pedophiles supporting pieces of shit. And finally, allow list Dory, Winslow, and Springsteen. All right, I guess so. Whatever. Man, it's been a while since we read Tiabi because that's a long one. I think that's the longest one we have to read. The Twitter exec writes, she explicitly asked if there were impediments to the sharing of classified information with industry. The answer, FBI was adamant, no impediments to sharing. This is the tweet that some guy was like, she didn't say that he was sharing classified information. Like, you need to fucking learn to read, retard. This passage underscores the unique one big happy family vibe between Twitter and the FBI. Whoa. Twitter, the FBI, and other social media that we didn't get told who they are. You're right about FBI and Twitter. Yes, absolutely. It's funny to hear someone say all this stuff out loud because you can tell by their tone they don't really believe it. Who? But yeah, it wasn't just shared, and that's, I mean, when she asked if there was any impediment to sharing the information, she was talking about with everybody that's in those calls. And the FBI is like, nah, we'll tell all y'all this shit. Yeah. Do you trust these people with national secrets? I wouldn't trust these shitbags with the JFK files. At the bottom of the letter, she lists a series of escalations apparently raised at the meeting, which were already handled. About one, she next flagged a specific tweet on Illinois' use of modems. We already read that. Another internal letter from January 2021 shows Twitter execs processing an FBI list of possible volative content. And here we go again. With people that, hey, look, can you look at this? Please Please see these tweets reported by the FBI as possible violations of our policies. Not of the law, of Twitter policies. These guys were doing Twitter's job for them. We were paying for that, y'all. We pay these shitheads. Here, too, most tweets contained the same "get out there and vote Wednesday" trope and had low engagement. This is what the FBI spends its time on. In this March 2021 email, an FBI liaison thanks a senior Twitter exec for a chance to speak to you and the team, then delivers a packet of products. It was great spending time with you and the team and Twitter last week. That sounds like it was in person. The FBI, never mind. I wanted to flag a few products that were released today and earlier in the week that may be of assistance to Twitter. Let us know if you have any questions. I have questions. Can I ask? The executive circulates the products, which are really DHF's bulletins, stressing the need for greater collaboration between law enforcement and private sector partners. Please see the products, blah, blah, blah. Russian malign influence, use of permissive social media platforms, heightened domestic violent extreme. How come with all this heightened domestic violence shit, you guys haven't caught or flagged any of the fucking Antifa accounts that literally call for fucking violence? Those never got flagged. Even when somebody like Andy No was out there going, hey, this guy's asking for violence, Twitter's like, we don't see it. Could you have Trump read it? Maybe then we'll see the violence in it. Anyway, heightened domestic violent extreme threat to persist. 2021. Iranian influence efforts primarily use online tools to target U.S. audience. Remains easily detectable for now. Dun, dun, dun. So what do we get? We have Russia, Iran, and domestic terrorists. Those sound like talking points. Those sound like talking. Where have I heard those before? Oh yeah, the DNC, the people that were mentioned. You know, they need us to write up some shit for them. The ubiquity of the 2016 Russian interference story as stated pretext for building out the censorship machine can't be overstated. It's analogous to how 9/11 inspired the expansion of the security state. Yeah. Except for the difference is we saw the Patriot Act and everything live and in person. They showed us what they were doing. Maybe not the behind the scenes stuff. And yeah, we didn't know just how abused the FISA courts would end up being. Should have, because they were given way too much fucking credit. Am I really not showing this? I thought I had this on the screen. Sorry, guys. There we go. Yeah, all of this nonsense is because of the 2016 thing. And again, if you look at the actual evidence of how much the Russians did, oh my God, they had some ads, guys. They bought some ads on Facebook, and like 8 people saw them. Actually, what is it, like 100 or 1,000 people saw these stupid fucking ads? And like, look, they were interfering in the election. Yeah, fuck them for trying, but you have no proof that it changed anything. All it is you guys going, oh, they did it, and she lost, and now we got to make sure it never happens again. Well, all right, by all means, make sure the Russians don't interfere again. Stop fucking with Americans in the process. Russian malign influence, use of permissive social media platforms. This is one of the products, guys. We assess that Russian malign influencers probably will increasingly use U.S. social media platforms that offer more permissive operating environments. We base this assessment on the reduced effectiveness of Russian influence operations on established social media platforms and current Russian proxy activity on these growing U.S. platforms. Basically, the Russians are going to use Truth Social. The Russians are going to use Rumble. Our assessment also is based on the assumption that Russian malign influencers see operational advantage in sites with less active effort to ban false information, offensive language, and inauthentic behavior. You like that offensive language one there? Yeah. What the Russians really like is to be able to use slurs. That's how they get their message out, is with dirty slurs. They like to go to sites where you can drop the N bomb. While DHS in its product pans permissive social media in offering operational advantage to Russians, it also explains that the domestic violent extremist threat requires addressing information gaps. Information gaps and challenges associated with the individualized nature of radicalization could be partially mitigated with increased collaboration between law enforcement, terrorist prevention efforts, and private sector partners. We judge these partnerships would improve our ability to detect changes in DVE trends and provide early warnings of potential attacks. Did you catch what they said there? It's a whole lot of government words, right? It's a whole lot of nonsense to say, uh, yeah, we need to be able to see what you guys are doing and tell you guys who can and cannot talk, because that way we can look and find terror attacks. You guys missed 1-6 when it was all over the fucking place. Judging by the court cases and the fact that they were basically doing all of this shit out in the open on sites like Facebook, you guys aren't very good at your damn jobs. In fact, you're pretty piss poor at them. You guys were even warned, hey guys, there might be some violence today, and y'all went, yeah, okay. That was how you guys answered it. All right. I mean, I guess you warned ahead of time and you did nothing about it. But what they really need is to just get their dirty little fingers a little deeper into the pot. And they won't let go. This isn't going to make it so they stop doing this. You guys realize that? Maybe over here on Twitter, they will, stop it a little bit. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, probably even moving into places like social or Truth, and over there on Rumble, at least a little bit to get there. Hey, we'll just put our finger, just let me put the tip in, just a tip. There's terrorists out there, you see. There's terrorists. FBI in one case sent over so many possible volatile content reports, Twitter personnel congratulated each other in Slack for the monumental undertaking of reviewing them. No shit, they were screwing with Twitter when part of their job is to go after child porn. Musk only needed a month to solve it. So yes, FBI sucks at their job. Yeah. Do you know how many actual cases of child porn I have seen that people have been like, hey, Monkey, can you help get this taken down? I had to ask people to stop because I don't know anybody at Twitter. And all I could do was tweet at them. The last one I saw, I opened the page and the first thing you see is at the top, there was a naked child. Couldn't have been 3. And the FBI couldn't find that shit because they're out there worried about somebody making a goddamn joke about the election, because that's what they were doing. That's what they were focused on. A whole bunch of they're chasing ghosts because of a 2016 election that was in no way, nobody can show any change in the voting patterns. Nobody can show any change in the polling because of anything the Russians did. But oh boy, we got to make sure that We stopped them Russians from getting involved in our election again. Now, those kids are getting fucked. They're all right. We got to stop the Russians. 2018, nothing to show that there was any involvement of the Russians. 2020, nothing to show any involvement of the Russians. 2022, nothing. Are you guys catching the fucking pattern? But boy, do they use it. Boy, do they use it as a justification for the bullshit they're pulling. Anyone need help reviewing the tweets forwarded in FBI reports on possible volatile content? +1, we can help on SI. Thank you all so much for your help. A monumental undertaking. I wonder how many channels that was, how many accounts that was. I don't think we actually get the number in here. There were multiple points of entry into Twitter for government flagged reports. This letter from Agent Chan to Roth references Teleporter, a platform through which Twitter could receive reports from the FBI. Did you see the story about Pornhub's YouTube channel? No. I didn't know Pornhub had a YouTube channel. Just got something hot off the presses today. Please be on the lookout for a teleporter message from me with 2 documents to download. Thanks. Regards, Elvis. Elvis Chan is his name. So yeah, they sent it through other places too. Reports also named from different agencies. Here, an employee recommends bouncing content based on evidence from DHS. Resharing this as it doesn't look like they were actioned yesterday. Given the evidence we received from DHS, etc., I'd lean towards BADing the URL and bouncing the video, to be honest, given the accusations, but relatively low visibility. Is it actionable to where you could press charges against them? Because if not, fuck off. But look at that. Oh, you guys didn't do anything about it. Why? I recommend you do. But remember, they didn't tell these guys what to do. No. That's not what they were about. State governments also flagged content. Twitter, for instance, received reports via the Partner Support Portal, an outlet created by the Center for Internet Security, a partner organization to the DHS. Why was no action taken? Below, Twitter execs receiving an alert from the California official by way of our Partner Support Portal, debate whether to act on a Trump tweet. I'm not reading all that shit. And it's just somebody bitching that Trump's tweet didn't get taken down. And this is the tweet. California hired a purely Sleepy Joe Democrat firm to count and harvest votes. No way Republicans get a fair shake. Lawyers get started. GOP leader, California is in big trouble. Vote Trump and watch the greatest comeback of them all. Also, New York and Illinois, go for it. I said Illinois. God bless. My second grade teacher would have just slapped the shit out of me. It's Illinois. You don't pronounce the S. You learn that if you go to school in Illinois. Just I'm going to throw that out there. But it's an opinion, and he was the leader of the free world at the time. Sorry. They were actually leading we're going by Twitter's rules. Here, a video was reported by Election Integrity Project, EIP, at Stanford, apparently on the strength of information from the Center for Internet Security, CIS. This is a very long and legal heavy video, but essentially it claims that PA election workers opened the inner envelopes on ballots before Election Day and called people to correct their ballots prior to Election Day. According to CIS, escalated by EIP, dear God, they love their little acronyms. The video misrepresents one Pennsylvania law that didn't stop Tom Wolf. Sorry. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court decision, again, didn't stop those fuckers either. The affidavit shown in the video, detailed in the thread. Thoughts on how to handle this one? Details on CIS. The law doesn't prohibit curing. Fuck. It prohibits curing prior to 7 a.m. on election day. The author misrepresents this. So it's just these guys like, hey, they said some bad stuff. How about this? Reply to them and say that they said it wrong. No? No. Hostmatic called out Barry Weiss on Twitter. What'd you do? Why were you calling out Barry Weiss? If that's confusing, it's because CIS is a DHS contractor, describes itself as partners with the Cyber and Internet Security Agency or at the DHS. And this is how they gave I'm not going to read all this. I'll put it on the screen so you guys can. It's just how you if you have some information, you give it to them. And because Twitter won't listen to you, they'll listen to these guys. I don't trust her. Are you going into business with her? All right. Let's see. We're almost done here, guys. Almost done. The EIP is one of a series of government-affiliated think tanks that mass review content. A list that has also included the Atlantic Council Digital Forensic Research Laboratory and the University of Washington Center of Informed Policy. The takeaway, what most people think of as the deep state, is really a tangled collaboration of state agencies, private contractors, and sometimes state-funded NGOs. The lines become so blurred as to be meaningless. Twitter Files researchers are moving into a variety of new areas. Watch Barry Weiss, Schellenberger, excuse me, and this space for more. Now, there we go. That is the Twitter Files number 6. Cannot wait for whichever one covers COVID. I want to see COVID. That's what I really, really want. Yes, Useless. Go ahead, bud. Still don't think anything will happen. I don't think anything will happen, Nuts. I think the only reason anything is happening is because of Elon. And yeah, it'll happen at Twitter, but nowhere else. The rest of the platforms will be the same shitbags that they are. And Twitter is actually one of the smaller ones. Twitter has a lot more influence because the press is over there so heavily. It has hey, Frosted, dude, I am so sorry about last night, man. Twitter has a lot more influence, and for that reason, this is a good thing. But again, we don't know how much they're still involved. Hopefully, Elon has, curtailed that shit. Did you guys see? Is it in the Tiabi stuff? There was a source, a government source that was like, not all companies are like this. In fact, T-Mobile fights us on everything, and everybody's like, that's the best commercial for T-Mobile ever. Because apparently T-Mobile tells the FBI to go get fucked all the time. And good for them. Good for them. They shouldn't be involved in this shit. If you want to do something, do it the legal channels. Get yourself a fucking warrant. All right, here's the information you asked. Now go the fuck away. What we saw in those Twitter files, none of it should have been happening. It was all about people saying stuff like, the election's on Wednesday. And the FBI going after him and going, you need to kick these people off. They're violating your policies. 80 motherfuckers on your dime doing that. 80 motherfuckers on our dime out there looking for tweets that violate the Twitter policies, and not because they've really violated the policy. We saw what happened. The two little lefties that were doing it, the 3 lefties who were doing it, they got away with it. Meanwhile, I'm still banned because I called an asshole an asshole. In fairness, he started the name calling and followed me around. And hi, everybody that I see coming in. Glad to see everybody here. Love you guys. Sorry the show is so late, man. We'll still try to get a show in tonight. I told you guys I was traveling this week. I'll be traveling tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be back in time for a show tomorrow, but definitely I'll try to get another show in tonight. So if you're just catching up now, make sure you watch the first part of this because you got a whole lot more to be watching. All right. What other stuff? I know there was a couple of other things to talk about. I have a feeling, and I can't prove this, but I have a feeling that there's deeper stuff there. A little bit deeper stuff that they couldn't go over. Because notice, I mean, they covered up that FBI guy's name and his number. It wouldn't be hard to find that if he still works at the San Francisco office. I'm not saying go look for it, but that they were clearly doing some, okay, this has been vetted so that we can put it out there. What part is missing? What part is missing? Like, for instance, they tell us that there's these lists of things that the FBI wanted done. They tell us that there was so many names that it took a group of people to jump on it to check the accounts. Doesn't take that long to check an account. Copy, paste, look. There you go. Because they were given not just accounts, but specific tweets. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It might have been when I had the screen down. Hang on, let's go back a second. Where were all the list of names? Damn, this is a long thread. I should have just read it in here. This is one of them. I should have just read it in the article that he wrote. All right. These are specific statuses. That's the actual tweet. That doesn't take that long to check. How many did they get? Hundreds? 1,000? Who knows? That's the kind of stuff that we didn't get to see here. And maybe they didn't find it as important as I do. But seriously, I mean, there's a lot left out of here, obviously. So what was it? What else is going on? I'm just really curious. What else do we have today? This fucking retard. This dude thinks he's smart as shit. Now, I've run into him a couple of times. His name is Matt Iglesias, I think it's how why Iglesias? I don't fucking know. Don't even care. I just call him asshole. This asshole said they used to publish everyone's address and phone number in a big book and then deliver it to your house. That is not the same as somebody saying, yeah, that person's at Kmart right now. That's not the same as when Antifa gets on here and goes, hey, Andy No is on 5th Street at this moment. Go get him. By the way, the white pages, which is where you would have been, would be the white pages. You could opt out of. You could have a private phone number. He goes on to say a lot of people lashing out with rage about this anodyne, and I don't know how you say the word. Accurate observation. Fuck you. They seem to feel I'm making a commentary they disagree with about some current controversy, and I think should try harder at reading things and staying calm. You were obviously doing this for a reason. You didn't just wake up and be like, man, do you remember when they used to put your phone number in the white pages? No, you did this on purpose, and now you're trying to pretend because you got called out by people like me going, hey, dumbass, that actually doesn't fit the scenario. It doesn't fit the scenario. That dude's a real fucking piece of work, man. This one. Fuck. Why are reporters so dumb? All of these people we talk about are reporters. Here's one for you. Bill Melugu, sure, whatever. The guy, the quote tweet here says, our Fox News drone right now, per CPB sources, this Del Rio sector has already seen 115,000 illegal crossings since 10/1, up 56% over the same time last year, which was the highest year in sector history. Thank you, Kiev, who says Rumble is back. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation and letting me know. Is the stream back up? I don't know if it will go back to the same, because you have to set those up in a very specific way. So this fucking idiot, Mr. Farhad Manju, says, "Hey, Elon Musk, tell me why this isn't real-time doxing. Fox News has a drone flying over people and reporting their exact location right now. Is that why you're saying wow? Because you're stunned at the violation of your policy?" All right. Which one of those people specifically was doxed, asshole? It's amazing how bad they are at analogy. It really is. They're they're so bad at an analogy. Now, if this was a drone flying over Nancy Pelosi, that would be the same thing. Fucking idiots. But man, they think they're so smart. I don't know who told all these reporters that they're so intelligent, but they're dumb as shit. Now with my internet, I really want to show you this video, and I can't because I know on the satellite it'll be garbage. But I'm gonna throw it into chat. You guys should watch it. Um, it is adorable. I know some of you don't have Twitter, but it's worth finding a way to watch it there. Um, let's see. I did like this tweet from Elon today. It says, "So inspiring to see the newfound love of freedom of speech by the press." That's yeah, that's it is. It's actually kind of funny. Suddenly they're standing up for free speech. They're not really, of course. They don't really give a damn about free speech. They're just trying to it's very similar to what they did with the impersonating Elon. Like they're trying to teach him a lesson, you see. And they're dirtbags. They're dirtbags about it. Hey, they went after your kid. Haha, free speech, right? You should have free speech to do that. You have people like Oberman getting kicked off, and who else got it? There's tons of people that got kicked off, and they're like, oh, you went after their free. No, every one of those motherfuckers posted that shit after Elon said, "If you do this, you will get kicked off." Every one of them did it. They were purposeful. They were kicking the beehive, poking the bear. And then you have oh my God, I can't believe that you kicked these people off. You said you were for free speech. His kid was in that car, you shitbags. You ever notice these people have no empathy? Man, they talk about it a lot. You're supposed to feel for black people, black women, Asian people, gays, lesbians, transgenders, two spirits, uh, polyamorous. You're supposed to care about everybody except people they don't like. And then it doesn't matter which one of those groups they fall into. They could fall into every one somehow. And if they said the wrong words, they said that if they said they believed that you should be able to call Hillary Clinton a cunt because she is one, never listen to anything that person says. They are not even really a person. They're horrible shitbags. Now, I want to go see why Ben Collins got kicked off. Does he talk about why he got suspended? Oh, Ben, your number one fan is here. I hate this piece of shit. He is such a douchebag. Um, I'm back. Thank you, Elon Musk. And by the way, the meltdown by the electronic voting machines and turn them into what? I have no idea what actually happened to the piece of shit. Don't care. Fuck that guy. Oh man, if I ever do my series on bad reporters, I really want to. I really should. But he's going to definitely be in the top 5 of shitty ones. It never ceases to amaze me how hypocritical the lefties are. Yeah. And anytime you do, somebody will pull some whataboutism, right? And so sure, there's some of it on the right. But the right has nothing on the left. They're just shitbags. These are people who will start throwing racial slurs if they don't like a black guy. They'll throw female slurs, sexist slurs if they don't like a woman. They'll make gay jokes if they don't like a gay guy. All this stuff that you're never supposed to do suddenly becomes okay, as long as that person is Republican or centrist or anything other than a Maoist commie piece of shit like that they are. Mike Lindell is retarded. I think Mike Lindell needs better people around him. Anyhow, what else do we have in the news today? That might have been it. That might have been all because I wasn't online very much yesterday. By the time my internet came back up, I was pissed off and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing anything." I was going to go to bed, but my body was like, "Yeah, no, fuck you. We're not doing anything." Oh, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. We missed this yesterday. She tweeted out to Elon Musk. She got some stuff to say. Who is letting her talk again? I like when she's silent. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Sandy is a dummy. Elon tweeted out, they posted my exact real-time location, basically assassination coordinates in obvious direct violation of Twitter terms of service. He's talking about why people got kicked off. And Alexandria had this to say: "You're a public figure, an extremely controversial and powerful one. I get feeling unsafe, but descending into abuse of power plus erratically banning journalists only increases the intensity around you. Take a beat and lay off the proto-fascism. Maybe try putting down your phone." This is a bitch who lied and told us that she thought she was going to die on 1/6. She wasn't even in the building that was being attacked. She was perfectly safe. The only time she was in danger was never. There was no time she was in danger at all. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. No, where's that? Faithless. I'll get to that point in a second. She goes on to say, as someone who has been the subject of real plus dangerous plots, I do get it. I didn't have security and have experienced many scary incidents. In fact, many of the right-wing outlets you now elevate publish photos of my home, car, etc. At a certain point, you got to disconnect. His kid was in a car that got another car parked in front of it to stop it, and then got on the fucking hood, you crazy bitch. She really wants to date Musk, doesn't she? Yeah, by her own logic, she must. She want that Musk dick. She tired of Ginger Boy. And then she says, it happens literally all the time. And he responded, you first. I fucking love Elon. Guy's funny as shit. Don't agree with him all the time, but he's funny as shit. All right. Now, you're a public figure, an extremely controversial and powerful one. Pot, kettle, except for when you're a public figure, Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, you're actually a government figure. You work for the United States government. Well, you work for the people as a representative in the United States government. And you're telling somebody not to protect their child. It's basically what you're saying. How dare you have any kind of thoughts for your child, you pussy? You pussy. Look, Elon's a lot nicer guy than I am. Because if that had been my kid, and especially if I was in the car with him, there would have been some damage, is all I'm saying. He's a much nicer guy than I am. But Miss Cortez, most of your situations, let's put it that way, most of your situations have been made up nonsense. If you'd ever shown anything that actually shown you've been in danger, I would say, hey, people, leave her alone. And by the way, people, leave her alone. Don't fuck with her in real life. But they posted pictures of my house. Bitch, you live in 2 big apartment buildings. What are you talking about? They posted pictures of the apartment building and my car. All right, all right. Did they post pictures and say, "Hey guys, she's home now"? Did they post a picture and say, "Hey, she just turned on Main Street"? That's different, you silly bitch. Christ, they didn't post a picture of Elon's plane. They posted the time that it landed, you fucking reject. I don't understand why people don't understand this. Is it just people without kids who don't understand what it's like to care for somebody? Because seriously, this angers me. This is not just Elon being sensitive because people were being mean to him because they were making jokes about him. No, 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 no. This was an actual event that happened where his kid was in a car when some fucking reject showed up. We all know they don't want Elon doing this shit. And we all know there's crazy people out there. And look, I don't know if the guy who ran Elon Jet is actually a fan, like they were saying in the one article, or if he's a crazy motherfucker. I don't know. What I do know is that does put him in danger. This is beyond doxing. This is, hey, go get him. And it's fucking disgusting. And the people are trying to act like that's just free speech. All right. Let's play that game. Turn on your phone. Turn on your location and post it constantly. Show that you actually believe it. Show that you actually believe in that free speech, Mr. Olbermann. Show me you actually believe in that shit. Turn on your little transponder on your phone and publicly post that information constantly. Let's see what happens. Let's see you do that, you little pussy. You're a pussy if you don't. You don't believe in free speech if you don't. Oh, this is publicly available information that most people did not know about and will quickly forget if everybody would stop talking about it. The problem is people keep going, hey, you can go get it publicly. Yeah, a lot of people's addresses are public information. You're still a fucking asshole if you put it out there. It's Random's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Random. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you have a good one. Really do. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Random plays 7 Days to Die over on his it's Twitch, right? Are you shit? Where are you playing now? I always forget, and I ask you every time. But check out his channel. What a world we live in. What a world. Our press is absolute garbage. Can you imagine? For instance, let's say somebody knew a flight that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was on, a private flight, and they gave the information of where it was landing. Do you think Keith Olbermann would be out there going, hey, it's just free speech, man? Or do you think that fucking asshole would be out there going, yeah, we shouldn't be sharing this information? BG says, nice to see them supporting Kiwi Farm, right? Because that's the kind of shit they have. They were all up in arms over Keffels, over the swatting of Keffels when she wasn't even swatted. She was arrested. It was a regular arrest. They didn't beat down the door or anything. They just knocked on the door. Hey, can we come in? And yeah, come on in. And then they blew it all up to make it sound like, I woke up with a gun in my face. No, you didn't. But that's they all were like, oh my God, I can't believe this. She was up on Jake Tapper's show, for fuck's sake. CNN's lead guy had that stupid bitch on there. And they were like, oh my God, they gave out her information. But now that it's Elon, because Elon isn't treating reporters like the kings and queens they think they are, treating them like everybody else gets you. How dare you? We're better than them. We're the fourth estate, don't you know? We're the ones who hold the people in power accountable for what they do, unless they're Democrats. Fucking shitbags. Fucking pieces of shit. Our press is garbage, and they are way. Look, I'm an egotistical motherfucker. I got nothing on the U.S. press. These people, I don't know why. I don't know what it is that makes them think that they are so above everybody else, because I really don't. I think it's funny Musk is making Keith use his dog's account. Is that what he's doing right now? Huh. I want my account back, little fuckers. I want the ranting monkey. Look, if you're on Twitter, please do a free ranting monkey one. I can't, well, my cousin can't for obvious reasons. But yeah, ranting monkey needs free. He can't do shit. I want to know what my cousin did. I really do. I don't know what he's been up to lately that would be ban worthy. But I did look it up. He's let's Twitter shadow. Na. Where's the shadow ban test? There it is. Yeah, if you guys want to just look up Twitter shadow ban test, and then you go in there and you type in the name of the account, and it'll run a little scan. And please no. Yeah. All right. There you go. There's the results. The account exists. There's no reply deboosting. So when I reply to people, it's not getting in trouble at all. But suggestion ban, search ban, and there's a ghost ban. I don't know what he did. I wish I did, because I would laugh harder at this. I really should scroll through his shit and see. I can't imagine. I mean, I don't use slurs or anything. My cousin doesn't either, because me and him, we're very much the same, you know. You used to have to play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh to escape the shadow ban realm. I just want to know what it was I did. You know, when you get in trouble, they really should, any kind of trouble, you should get some kind of warning, you know. But for shadow bans, they never do that. I don't know why. I wonder how long it'll last. Typically, they're only about a week. So, confirmed anger monkey is hard to find. Yeah, it absolutely is. I don't know why. Took your name off of autofill. I'm not shocked. I'm really not. But like I said, they usually only last a week, and it seems like it started yesterday. So we'll see what happens. They give me a warning if I want to call somebody an asshole. You know, I do think he got a couple of those warnings this last week. But here's the thing. I was watching him when he typed, and like one of them, I don't remember what the post was, but it was something. I think we were talking about reporters or something. And the post was something similar to this. Yeah, they do that kind of stuff, but they're all idiots. I wasn't calling anybody directly an idiot. I'm sorry. My cousin wasn't calling anybody an idiot directly to them. Said it, hey, they are idiots. And most people are pussies. All right. Can we just establish that? Most people are so paper thin skinned that a light rain should make them dissolve. A light rain should expose their muscles for the world to see what little they have. I had been able to find your cousin's channel by going to Jack's channel, but it wasn't in suggestions about a week ago. Yeah, you might have to, if you follow him, you might have to go to people you follow and scroll through there to find him. Yeah, I really don't know what he did. I mean, now that you mentioned that, there were a couple of warnings. I might have called somebody a dumb fuck or something like that, or a dumbass. I don't call people dumb. I can't stress enough the problems that we have with our reporters and how much power they have. And something weird happened with Donald Trump. Donald Trump came out and called these people the enemy of the people, because they are. They don't care about you. They care about their own specific goals. So he was right. Reporters clearly, and we saw it because of Donald Trump. I mean, if you've been paying attention, the media has been left for a long time, going all the way back to Cronkite. Remember, Uncle Walt, that motherfucker was a lefty. And you really got to see that with his bullshit quagmire nonsense. But he hit it better. Peter Jennings, Dan Rather, and Tom Brokaw, they hit it better. They were still lefty. You got more of it by what stories they didn't cover rather than by them being like they are now, where they're just like, we got to get rid of Trump. That kind of shit. They hit it a little better. But when Trump comes along, oh, that hatred. Oh, that hatred. And then he had the nerve to call them out, and then to keep doing it to their faces, and then to take away the always badge for Acosta. He was going to have to sign in every day. And if you read stories about that, they still talk about how he banned a reporter. No, he didn't. He took away his daily pass. There's several different kinds of passes you can get to go to the White House briefing. One of them is, yes, you can come in every day. You don't have to sign in. But the other one is like a day pass, and you got to get it over and over. And that's all he had to do. He was going to get it over and over. They were just, making it harder for him. They didn't ban CNN. They didn't ban him. They should have. But man, he broke them. And you know what? He did that with a lot of people, but mostly with the press. And we see just how fucking arrogant they are. Remember how they spread the lie about the doctored video? Well, which one? Oh boy, they loved their doctored image, doctored video. You mean the obvious joke there? The dog getting the medal. Fuck off. But I think this is why I like what's going on with Twitter so much. You guys know I like Twitter and the shitstorm that it is to begin with. I like reporters taking it on the chin. It's like a double feature. It's like my birthday and Christmas at the same time. These fucking people, man, they're horrible people. They're just bad people. And right now, I mean, look at the kind of shit that they're spreading out there. Look at the shit that they're spreading, like about LGBT. They're still pushing the lie about Club Q. Still pushing this nonsense narrative that, oh, he went there because he hated the gays. He's non-binary. Oh, we have no proof of that. For the first time ever, somebody has to prove they're non-binary. And why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. They're out there telling us, no, nobody's cutting up kids. And they always say that nobody's doing bottom surgery, forgetting to talk about the top surgery, because they're absolutely doing that, and that there's no way to deny it. When you operated on a 17-year-old, and the 17-year-old is happy with what happened, but they've turned 18 since. Like, no, she's 18. Look, she's clearly 18. Yeah, but when did you do it? Well, look, she's 18. She can make that decision for herself. When did you put them on hormones? When did you put them on puberty blockers? And all of this is being pushed by the press. They're the one. I keep telling you guys, they're the ones who set the agenda. It's not the politicians. The politicians follow the press because the press goes out there and tells you what you need to be excited about. They tell you what you need to be offended about. And then the politicians come along and go, yes, I'm on that side too. And their big push right now is trying to get kids basically castrated. That's your go-to? And you think that makes you the good person? That you think you're the high and mighty one for that? And I'm just some dumb redneck because I don't agree with you. Because I think cutting up kids for no reason is stupid as shit. Because I don't fall for your dumbass, they're going to kill themselves if we don't do this. No, they won't. They might after you mutilate them and they change their mind. That fucking bitch the other day. Nobody actually detransitions. Well, I mean, technically that's true because you've already cut off their titties. But Chloe Cole did. That Helena chick did. There's lots of them. But they're not allowed to talk because it goes against what the media wants. Look, man, I know people get mad when we call them Marxists, but they really are. And this is the kind of shit those fuckers do. It's all about dividing people so you can conquer them. Because if they're fighting each other, they can't fight you. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. Sorry, I'm a minute behind, but I would like to remind everyone that Trump said fake news was the enemy of the people, and our entire media stood up and said they resembled that remark. That's true. He said fake news is the enemy of the people, and they went, oh my God, you said news is the enemy of the people. If I were him, I would have just said news is the enemy of the people because fake news and news is kind of redundant. I mean, it'd be different if the news was actually news. I mean, you can find dumbass lies in the most ridiculous stories. It's not even just like going after Trump, but Trump, I mean, if you want a great example of this, just look at the press conference after the debate the next day. Kayleigh McEnany is up there and she gives all of these examples of when Trump has specifically denounced white supremacy, the KKK, white nationalists, done it, all of them, all groups that they're like, you support that, denounced them all. And that reporter from Fox News, will you right now say that the president denounces white supremacy? And she's like, I just gave you 13 examples where he did. And what was that reporter's reply? What was that Fox News reporter's reply? But will you do it today? All of those other times don't matter. Will you do it today? When the question comes up, when Chris Wallace is asking, will you denounce white supremacy? Before he could finish the fucking sentence, Trump said, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But Wallace kept pushing because he needed to get to that Proud Boy moment. And then, will you tell them to stand down? And Trump trying to answer in the language that Chris Wallace gives the question, stand down and stand by. He said stand by. Do you get that? He's going to give them the directions to go and be dirty white nationalists. A group run by a Hispanic guy with many black members. But don't pay any attention to that because the news had declared them white nationalists. They weren't white nationalists. They were anti-Antifa, and they got tired of Antifa getting away with everything, so they stood up to them. That's what the Proud Boys are. Oh, are you defending the Proud Boys? Yep, I sure as fuck am. Look, you want to talk about shit they've actually done bad, by all means, let's talk. But if you want to talk about just, oh my God, they're the worst, they're obviously white nationalists, you're a fucking liar. The only Proud Boy I've ever talked to was a black man, a black Jew. But they're mean to the Antifa guys. Yeah, well, the Antifa guys are shitbags. How come the press never talks about Antifa in a bad way? These are people who go out there and destroy shit. They gave Black Lives Matter a bad name. Forget the embezzlement. I mean, let's call it what it is, of Black Lives Matter. Before any of that was ever known. You go back to the riots, the one where Kyle Rittenhouse kills those two people. The video right before you see Kyle run across the parking lot. There's a black guy telling you, over here, there's BLM. He goes, over there. Even they knew it. Like, yeah, look, that's not us. That ain't us. How the fuck you give BLM a bad name? If you go back and watch, it's Black Bloc, which, by the way, that's Antifa. Black Bloc is the one who was causing the fucking riots. There was a video of one of them paying two black guys to go start some shit. But it was Antifa. Antifa's the one who did it. Go watch all the riot footage of me and Jack watching. Look how many of them are in all black, dressed like a 5-year-old ninja. Look, Mom, I put on my sweatshirt and now I'm a ninja. It was Black Bloc. Finding an actual black face in any of that was like trying to find Waldo. Anyhow. And the press lets them get away with it. The press never calls them out. They're out there, we got to stop domestic violence because the violence and the terrorism and the white people. Yeah, it's all the white supremacists. Those shitbags over there who are actually causing violence, who are actually burning down buildings, who are actually killing people, pay no attention to them. Look over there at the rodeo clown. The rodeo clown who's pointing to white supremacists. Look, white supremacists can go fuck themselves. I have no love for them. But between the press and our government, they're basically a boogeyman. They're a boogeyman. Oh, look, they're over there. They're coming to get you. Yeah, don't pay attention to the guys with the torches over here. Remember how that big deal? Oh my God, they had the tiki torches and they marched. We watched Antifa running from the cops one night down this street, and the street is lit with trash can fires. And at one point, they stop and throw a Molotov into a building, and you hear him go, "Don't throw it in there. That's a black-owned business." I'm like, oh my God. And so they rush in to try to put it out, but it was a clothing store. So the motherfucker went up that fast. That wasn't all over the news. Not at all. But you can bet when Antifa and later was the Proud Boys and some protesters protesting the death of George Floyd. When the protesters, well, our press is dirty. Don't believe a word they say until you check it yourself. Because they're dirty, lying motherfuckers. I think we're going to end on that. God, I know that it's weird for some of you, but yeah, internet problems and my sleeping. I still haven't slept. God, I've been awake since noon yesterday is when I woke up. Was it noon or two? One of the two. I've been up well over 24 hours at this point, and I'm past lunch. Why is the alert not going off? Sorry about that chaos. Hang on a second. I'm reloading it right now. Sorry about. Oh, Chaz Chop. Yeah, that was just a silly little thing they were doing. They were standing up to the man because of all the bad policing. This is the Fed, Ruby Ridge and Waco, man, the dirty shit that they pulled there. The FBI needs disbanded. They really do. The ATF as well. Fuck them. I don't TF. They are just as bad. They were just as culpable at Ruby Ridge. Why does no one protest the media? Some people do. One of the greatest things during the Trump administration is these guys would have to go cover different events that he would do. And the people from CNN were harassed mercilessly. Mercilessly. Thank you, Cast One. Ooh, woo, I'm Ranting Monkey, and I get paid to say I love Nuggy Wuggles. Sorry, I figured I'd try to help your blood pressure. How are you, Monk? I'm actually pretty good, man. Sorry, Nuggy Wuggles. I like that. Did that say Nuggy Wuggles or Nuggy Wuggies? I like Wuggles. It says Nuggy Wuggies. I like Nuggy Wuggles. Yeah, yeah, the entire alphabet soup. Yeah, if you're talking about Ruby Ridge, Waco was more directly the FBI. They had help from different agencies, including the United States Army. They claim they didn't, but there were actual Army vehicles there. What they did at Waco when they parked on top of the escape route that they knew was the escape route, they parked a tank on top of it so the people couldn't get out and they burned to death. Just dirty shit like that. They're like, why do you guys think we should be disbanded? Because you guys are dirty. Ruby Ridge, you shot a woman in the face while she was holding her child. And then they dragged her inside the house and you played her voice talking to them for the next 2 days, claiming you didn't know she was dead. That's a real thing your government did, guys. It's a real thing your government did. It wasn't a tank. I swear it was one of the tanks they parked on top of it. They killed all them kids. They did. The kids, the women, and the children. They were down in a basement area that had and it's out away from the compound a little bit, and it had a door you could get out. And they parked a vehicle. Sorry if it wasn't a tank. They parked a vehicle on top of it so they couldn't get out. They knew how that compound was. They did it anyway. So, yeah. Armored troop carrier. All right, close enough. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for the donations. You guys are fucking awesome. And I really do appreciate it. I will be back later tonight sometime. I'm not sure where. Or sorry, I know where. I'm not sure when. But hopefully around the 10 o'clock mark, get the 10 o'clock show done, get a game show done, and then be able to go to sleep. Because I got plans tomorrow. It's weird to have plans. Usually I just sit here and read nasty news that I have to talk about later. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you next time. The FBI can go fuck itself, along with all of its sister agencies. I don't like those bad people, and I hope they have bad dreams.